One move that I love right now, if you already own Josh Allen, and maybe you've got some version of a Josh Allen stack. You got Josh Allen and Gabe Davis already, Josh Allen and Diggs already, whatever the case may be, completing the triple stack, the triple pancake Buffalo stack.
This is the Fantasy Football Show with your host, Smitty.
Take a lap.
I feel like the Buffalo pancake stack, the triple stack, is going to be so powerful walking into weeks 9 through 17. This won't work really well if you just own Josh Allen or you just own Diggs. I don't know that you can really compile all three of these guys very easily in like 2 trades. This has to be like a 1 trade completion type of thing. You already own 2 of the 3, but acquiring the other guy, the third guy, whether it's Gabe Davis or whether it's acquiring Diggs, or if you got Diggs and Gabe Davis acquiring Josh Allen, I think it's going to be worth it. Josh Allen and Diggs and Gabe Davis will accumulate probably like 6 touchdowns a game going forward between all of them. Now you run the risk of, if Josh Allen has a bad game or the Bills have a bad game and they have like 1 TD throwing, and then you have one of those wide receivers maybe catching it, maybe Singletary catches it and you get no TDs and you lose badly. I get it, but how often is Allen going to throw for 1 TD or have a bad game? Even if he throws interceptions or has kind of like a struggle bust type of game, this guy's going to blow up by the end of the game. He's going to be throwing the team back into the contest. So it's just like, for me, you're going to have enough supporting cast, right, to also support Allen and the Bills that you have if they end up having a mediocre game. But imagine if Allen's throwing 4 touchdowns, 2 of them to Gabe Davis, 1 of them to Diggs, or 2 of them to Diggs and 1 of them to Gabe Davis. Like, you're dominating your league. And again, this isn't easy to accomplish if you don't already own 2 of them. So this advice is for like a very specific fantasy football owner, but I think it's kind of fun to talk about in general to everybody because it kind of is something to think about for 2023. Planning for this in 2023, even if it's not the Buffalo Bills stack, the triple stack, it could be done through the Bengal crew. On that note, let's dive right into a little 2023 convo around early quarterback. Just a little early taste of 2023. Each and every January through August, I hammer home early quarterback. I do it every year. I'll do it this year. I'll do it every single year, probably from now until the end of time. Why? Early quarterback is dominating. And you got all these people out here, these fantasy football experts out here telling you to avoid early quarterback year in and year out. And I'm telling you, like I do every offseason, it's a bunch of garbage. Everybody's saying, no, the quarterback pool is too deep.
Smitty, the quarterback pool is so deep, you don't need to go early QB, Smitty. You just don't need to do it.
Early quarterback wins leagues. Plain and simple. This is a different day and age in fantasy football. And yeah, you can miss on the early quarterback. Look at Herbert so far through weeks 1 through 8. Hasn't delivered what we thought he'd deliver. But Josh Allen, Mahomes, Lamar, Joe Burrow in round 6 or 7. Joe Burrow's QB2 right now. People complaining coming out of week number 8. Burrow, told you Burrow's going to drop off. Burrow's QB2 through week 8. We're walking into week 9 right now. He's got a bye week in week 10. Jamar Chase may come back after the bye week in week 11. People are running their mouth and complaining about Joe Burrow, who started off the first 3 weeks like a snail. And the dude's QB2 right now. I know Mahomes he was on a bye in week number 8, so he might catch up once Burrow goes on a bye. I get it, but he's QB number 2. Back to what I'm saying. I find it funny that people argue against early quarterback. Early quarterback. Do you know the people out there that don't have a quarterback that are struggling week in and week out trying to fill the QB spot? It's frustrating. There's anxiety involved in going without a top quarterback where you can just set it and forget about it. Worry about your other positions. You're literally stressing every week about your quarterback spot. I guarantee you the people that are struggling at quarterback, rotating through quarterbacks every single week, are going to come to me next year and say, hey, Smitty, you're right about early quarterback. I don't want to do that ever again. I want a good quarterback. I want a top 1, 2, or 3 overall quarterback so I can never worry about the position again. After what I just went through in 2022, Smitty, I'm never doing it again. Welcome to the early quarterback club, pal. There's not an analyst out there in the fantasy football industry, let alone on YouTube, that's going to hammer home early quarterback more than I will. And guess what? I'm going to do it even more so. Early quarterback is the way to go. You get a Josh Allen or a Mahomes in round 3 next year because people are still hanging on to early quarterback is bad, Smitty.
It's just such a deep QB pool, Smitty. It's just, why would you not take a quarterback late?
I can't wait to have these discussions in early 2023, January, February, March, creating video after video on how to take an early quarterback and why to take an early quarterback and where to take an early quarterback and what quarterback to take. I can't wait to have the conversation. And if you're struggling right now in fantasy football weeks 9 on, maybe you should take a look at trading for a big gun, a big dog quarterback. And there's some Bob out there in your league that drafted 2 of them and he's still holding on to them. Early quarterback is not a bad thing at all. At all. It's a good thing. Let me give you one little piece of advice too, a little reflection about your negative stance on early quarterback drafting, Bob. What is the best value in fantasy football? I'll tell you what it is. Quarterback. Huh, Smitty? I'll tell you how I know this for a fact. Every year, quarterbacks go late, and when you drive a car off the dealership lot, the car goes down like a grand or two the minute you drive it off the lot, right? It depreciates right away. You drive the car, the brand new car off the lot, boom, it's worth $2,000 less immediately. Depreciates like nothing else. Quarterbacks are the complete opposite. You walk out of your draft, you drive off the lot with your quarterback. You took him at 3.5 and people laughed.
3.5 quarterback?
What happens right after, well, even right after the season begins, he's worth a top 12 overall pick. Try to get Josh Allen right now in a trade. Tell me you can get him cheaper than what's equivalent to like a 14, 12, 11, 10 overall player. Try. I dare you. Try and get Patrick Mahomes right now. You can't. You can't do it. These guys were drafted in the 3rd or 4th round. People laughed at the people that drafted them. And now trade market value immediately readjusts after the draft and they're worth top 10 to 15 overall picks. Guys, quarterbacks used to go in round 1 for a reason, not because people were dumb back in the day. It's because the value is actually there in the top 5 to 12. Now, I'm not recommending anybody, listen to what I'm saying. I'm not recommending anybody go draft a quarterback in 2023 in the top 5 to 10. I'm saying that it's a steal at 3.1 to 3.5, even 2.10, 2.9 to 3.5. It will be worth it next year because of what you're seeing when the whistle blows and week 1 kicks off. Everybody wants a quarterback. The quarterback carries you. And at the end of the year, tell me who wins your league in the comments of this exact video. Was it somebody that owned Mahomes or Josh Allen or Joseph Burrow, who's number 2 right now through week 8? That is the definition of value. That confirms that early quarterback is actually the biggest deal in fantasy football, because when the whistle blows and week 1 is here, the values change and all the quarterbacks go up in value. Some of them double in value, going from 3.5 to like number 12 overall equivalent. That tells you that it was a steal. And the people perpetuating this early quarterback's bad because of depth are only helping those of us that understand the assignment. Get on over to thefantasyfootballshow.com. Get your one-on-one text advice with me, your man Smitty. Trade calculators, year-round rankings, 365, 24/7, content 365, 24/7. You know when people say things like on Instagram or on a YouTube video, hey, the draft kit's coming out soon.
Soon the draft kit will be out. It's going to be out by July 15, barely in time for you to use it.
These people that run these draft kit, like, guys, there's no draft kit. I don't do a draft kit. What do I look like? I look like a seasonal kind of guy? Do I look like a seasonal kind of guy to you? I won't get mad. Tell me, what do I look like to you? It's year-round, baby. It's year-round here at the Fantasy Football Show. When you ask me, do you have rankings in August? I look at you like this. Do you have rankings in March? What about in February? Do you have rankings on the rookies, and do you have rankings on Dynasty in the offseason, Smitty? It's 365. I don't even understand the question, Bob. I don't even understand your question. It's 365, 24/7. Doesn't shut down. I don't have a little itty-bitty ranking kit coming out in June or July. It's 365, Bob. It's literally, it doesn't matter when you subscribe to my site, you're getting year-round rankings. Do you understand what I'm talking about here? So get on over to thefantasyfootballshow.com. Also, if your season's in shambles or one of your teams is falling off or you just want a little extra skin in the game, you're feeling real knowledgeable about what you know now going forward versus what you did on draft day, well, then get on over to Underdog Fantasy, link in the description, promo code Smitty. They'll give you up to $100 match on your first deposit. Draft over again. Draft for a week 9 contest. Do some of the over-under props. I love these things. I mean, there's so much to do on Underdog Fantasy. Again, they match up to $100 in your first deposit, so go do it. Play Underdog Fantasy today. You hear people talking about it. Go try it out. Go try it out right now. Link in description. Go, go, go. Now, I'll see you at 7 p.m. Eastern because your boy Smitty's live Monday through Friday at 7 p.m. Eastern. I'm live whenever news breaks. I'm also live most Tuesdays, Thursdays, Fridays, and Saturdays at midnight Eastern. I'll see you all on the 7 p.m. show later.
This is the Fantasy Football Show with your host, Smitty.